Hey guys, so today I want to try to change the switches on my mechanical keyboard, and since I don't have a hot swappable keyboard, I have to solder and desolder my current switches. Yeah, so this video is less of a tutorial and more of my first time trying this video because I never soldered anything, but I just really want to change my switches. I mean, you can still use it as a tutorial if it works. Yes, so this is the keyboard I currently use, the Motospeed K87S, and I have the outemu red switches. The switches itself are really good, but I don't really game a lot on this keyboard and I use it more for typing. So I bought the kailh box white switches because, can you hear that? Yes, they are really clicky. Okay, let's start with the process. So the first step is to remove all the keycaps, obviously, and to take the keyboard apart. So now that we have removed all of the keycaps, we have to get rid of those screws. Yeah, I will do this right now. So when I first started to desolder my switches, I encountered a really big problem because even though I followed all the tutorials, by the way, I will link the tutorials I used down below, it didn't work. So the solder didn't fully come out of the little hole where the pin is in. So I couldn't pull them out, and I was really desperate because I tried it for I think 2 hours and it just didn't work. I actually thought that there is something wrong with my soldering iron, but in the end it was because of my desoldering pump. And I will show you a picture right here. I got my desoldering pump from Banggood for I think $2.50. So it's a really cheap pump, and that's why it was so bad. It just didn't really work. So what I did in the end is I soldered way more solder on my pins than there was before, and then it worked better. But sometimes I had to do one pin 4 or 5 times because on the first time the desoldering pump didn't get everything out, so I had to put on the solder again, and it was just a really tiring task. It took ages to do. Yeah, but that's just a little warning right there. If you're also using it, if you also have to desolder your switches and you want to use a desoldering pump, maybe invest in a better one or read the reviews on your pump before you order it. Or if you have the opportunity, just use a desoldering pump, because I've heard that those are really easy to use and that would save you a lot of time, trust me. But the soldering part was the part I was most afraid of, and I thought I could do so many things wrong. But in the end, that was the easiest part. It took, I think, 10 minutes or 15 minutes to solder everything in. Yeah, so don't be afraid, it's super easy. So as you can see, I'm putting my white kailh switches in right now, and then I started soldering. The soldering part was surprisingly really easy, and it took me about 10 to 15 minutes to solder everything in. And if you consider soldering a keyboard or desoldering your old switches and soldering in new switches, I can tell you that you don't have to be afraid of the soldering part because it's super easy. I had no experience and I did it quite well, I think. I mean, it worked, so that's the only thing that matters really. So after I was finally done with the soldering and desoldering part, I put my keyboard back together and put the keycaps on and then tested all the keys and everything is fine. So yes, I guess the experiment was successful, and I can only tell you, if you want to do this, you can try it even if you have no experience. But I would definitely recommend to bring a little bit of time and patience, because especially the desoldering part can be very problematic if you only have a cheap desoldering pump. But you can do it, and I wish you luck with that. I hope you could enjoy the video, and maybe I encouraged at least one of you to try it yourself. I definitely don't regret it at all. I love the kailh box white switches, they are so clicky and I really enjoy them, especially for typing. You can rate the video now, leave a dislike or a like, and I'm always happy about your comments, constructive critique and whatnot. And yeah, have a nice day. Bye!